Now to local political news at 11 o'clock. It's been a busy year for the Attorney General's office as Rhode Island takes part in several lawsuits against the Trump administration.
ABC6 News reporter Ryan Medeiros spoke with Attorney General Noronha today to learn more about what he thinks is at stake. He joined us now live in the newsroom with the details. Ryan, what do you have?
John, Tiffany, Attorney General Peter Noronha expressed grave concern today about the state of democracy. I asked him about the work he's been doing to oppose a slew of executive orders by President Trump and how the country can move forward. It's been a busy time of year in Washington, D.C. The first few months of President Trump's second term have been filled with an array of moves and orders. Closer to home, ABC6 sat down with Rhode Island Attorney General Peter Noronha to see where attention is being focused. Former White House Chief Strategist Steve Bannon has a phrase. He calls it flooding the zone. With so much going on at the federal level, what should people be focused on?
I think they should be focused on the effort by the president to sideline the Congress and undermine the judiciary, and thereby attempting to put all of power granted by the Constitution in his hands.
Rhode Island is one of 22 states suing the Trump administration for a variety of reasons. Notably, Noronha is leading a lawsuit to stop the withholding of what he said is essential federal funding. Has that kind of dominated your time recently?
In my personal time, I would say that it has dominated. There's no question that our focus has had to change because of the president's efforts to concentrate power in his hands along the lines that I've described, because he's doing it in a way that harms Rhode Islanders.
Meanwhile, Trump advisor Elon Musk has publicly called out Rhode Island federal judge John McConnell, who issued an order to block the funding freeze. Judge McConnell has faced scathing scrutiny from some on social media. Do you think we can get back to a point in our country where people trust the judiciary to be independent?
Yeah, I think most Americans do trust it. I think, this is the danger, though, with having people at the level of the presidency undermining those courts.
How do we go about restoring that trust?
I think the change begins when Republicans, who control both houses of Congress, stand up and do their job, which is to tell the president, look, we have the power of the purse under the Constitution. Stop interfering in our space. You do your thing, we'll do ours.
President Trump delivering an address to Congress and the nation Tuesday night. In the speech, he lauded his administration's work in delivering on the promises that won him the 2024 election. Over 77 million Americans voted for President Trump. In your mind, is there any redeeming qualities in what his administration has done so far?
No, I can't look at a single thing that the president has done. I worked for both Republican and Democratic presidents, but I don't view the president as a Republican any longer. I view him as an authoritarian, and I think those 77 million, at least some of them, are going to have buyer's remorse pretty soon if they're not having it already.
I also spoke with the Attorney General about whether or not he intends to run for governor later this year. He says he hasn't ruled that out yet, but added he will not support Governor McKee in the primary. You can find the full interview on our website, abc6.com. In the newsroom, I'm Ryan Medeiros, ABC6 News.